What's poppin'? Real ones. Logan Murdock. You know who it is. Logie Boo, not the two. I'm here for another edition of Real Ones. We got Raja in today. We got Howard in today. And we play a little game of real or fake. Who was doing good? Should we be believing LaMelo's raps? Should we believe in the Sixers start? Should we believe that the Sixers are going to make this happen throughout the season when Joel Embiid maybe might be at full strength and off a minutes restriction, or when PG comes back into the fold? We talk about superstar egos. We talk about a lot of things in this episode. It was really, really fun. It was great to get back in the lab with Raj and Howard, my faves. And got a great show up for you. So Real Ones up next. Cliff, play the theme music. Poppin', Real Ones. Logan Murdock here. Raja Bell there. Howard motherfucking Beck in the cut, guys. Keep all that shit in there. No, it's that time of year. We're working in the form. It is time for the game we like to call periodically, that we do periodically, called Real or Fake. In order to do that, we enlisted Cliff, who was says it's brick in Philly. He got the Flyers long sleeve on. I ain't seen him in a long sleeve in about 8 months. But how you doing, man? What's going on? How's everything?
What's up, buddy, man? This is quite the turnaround, going from the beautiful California sun to the coldness of Philadelphia. Got the coldness in my heart, man. It's ready to go.
Raja was invited, by the way. Raja was invited.
Raj, you was invited. You didn't pull up, man. That's crazy.
Usually when someone gets, like, if you're invited to something, someone alerts you to that, right? Like, that's typically how that works.
Okay.
Nobody hit you up. Nobody.
I mean, I don't know. It's all good. I'm glad to know that I was invited.
You're invited.
Hey, man, maybe next year. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's get into it, man. Real or not? Real ones. Real or not? I'm going to overreact about week 1 in the NBA. A lot of things went on. Looking like Logan's pick for MVP, Victor Wembanyama, has been going absolutely bonkers this year. Some people even say he might even win Defensive Player of the Year. Real or not? Is this real that Victor Wembanyama could possibly win both MVP and Defensive Player of the Year?
I'll go first. I think it's real. I'm not here saying that it's definitively going to happen, but I think it's very real if he continues on the pace he's on. We've already, offensively talked about the type of things that he does for a guy that size, with the agility, the shot making, the creation, the skill set, all of it really is alien. Like, I mean, I would challenge anybody to find someone that's done it at that level. Aesthetically, the way he's doing it's pretty remarkable, but defensively, I mean, he's a human eraser. I do think that there's something to be said for, you guys always talk about on the media side as writers and voters that narratives are important. I do think that's something pretty cool that I don't know, was it MJ? Was he the last person to do that? Did he ever do that? Win both in the same year?
1988, right? Or 87? I believe that was.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, listen, I as far as what people would vote for, I think there's something there. From a skill set and from a production standpoint, I don't think there's a question that it's possible if we're going off of what we've seen early.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah. No, go Logan.
Go ahead, Howard. No, go Howard.
Like, the wins have to come behind it, right? And the Spurs are one of the last undefeated teams right now. So as long as we're doing early season 1 week overreactions, small sample size on everything, but the Spurs look really freaking good right now. Wemby, I mean, look, we saw it last week. We talked about it last week on the pod. Everything looks better, right? Like, the shot blocking was already there, but like, his handle looks tighter. He looks more fluid. He looks stronger. Everything about him offensively just looks devastating in itself, and the defensive part was already devastating. The Defensive Player of the Year and the MVP stuff are both going to come down to, like, are the Spurs one of the best teams in the West at a minimum, or one of the best teams in the league? And that's probably the higher bar. It's the part that Wemby can't control as much. But the great players elevate their teams, and what he is doing is certainly going to make everybody around him better and the Spurs better. Plus, on top of that, Dylan Harper looks like he is firmly in Rookie of the Year running. We'll probably hit that later in the pod. Like, they have so much talent. De'Aaron Fox isn't even playing yet. And the talent around Wemby means that he doesn't have to do everything all the time. I think this is actually a pretty well-balanced team, which bodes well for their win total and their ability to finish in the top 4 or 5 in the West, as tough as the West is. And all of that would then bolster MVP and Defensive Player of the Year candidacy. So yeah, it's real. I think it's real on both counts right now. And I'm saying that as somebody who was skeptical of getting carried away with MVP hype, Logan Murdock.
As someone who was right. On both ends, I'm not even surprised by this. The thing, he has a lot going for him, right? The Spurs have a lot going for them. Like, they're 4-0, but they've had a really bad schedule. I mean, a really soft schedule, excuse me. Play Dallas, New Orleans, Brooklyn, Toronto. They're going to play Miami on Thursday. Then they're playing Phoenix, who is to start the season. Then they have the Lakers, who are hobbled. Is Luka going to be back by then? Then they have Houston for the NBA Cup. Like, I don't see like a formidable opponent until like Golden State they have, but they have them twice at home. And Wemby, who's going to guard Wemby on Golden State right now? I don't know, right? Like, there's a chance for the Spurs to run it up and really have a great start to the season if he continues to play like this. The one thing that like about Wemby that is crazy, other than the 6 blocks per game, other than which is fucking nuts.
He's down to only 4.75 blocks per game at the moment.
Oh, sorry. Was that after? That was after.
That was through 3.
Game. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry. That was through 3 games. Excuse me.
The pace is way off now.
Yeah, but he's one of those guys, and I think I was talking to Beck. I might have been talking to my editor about this recently, but he's the guy when you talk about face of the league, and I know it's just arbitrary and stupid and all those things in the discussion. But the thing that Wemby has going for him is we haven't had a player since, I think, Steph, who is like the group chat MVP. Like, when you're like, yo, man, he's cooking right now. You need to see this live. You need to watch this right now. There's no, I can't wait for the highlights. He's cooking right now, and he's going to do something that you haven't seen before in about 30 seconds, because 2 possessions ago, he already did something you haven't seen before. Like, what was the play that he had a couple days ago? I think it was against the Nets that we all talked about, where he got up, where he blocked 2 of the Nets bigs, right? And then gets the ball, takes it half court, and then a logo 3, right? And then he had one last night that was fucking crazy. He just has these crazy, crazy plays that he had the one against where he does the rock the cradle against the Mavs. And then he just has plays. Or when they were playing against New Orleans, that he got put on a poster by Zion. What they didn't show was the possessions later in the game, where he's just like taking Zion to task, where he's just blocking everything Zion tries to put up, and he takes it personally. I think if they continue to play the way that they play right now with the early season schedule, they can be right in the mix for the top 4 in the Western Conference. I know this is a lot of superlatives, and I'm feeling myself because I've been right so far, but I do think with this schedule and who they're playing to start, they could be something, and they could be one of the surprises of the NBA just off of schedule alone right now.
Of all the tracking stats we have, the one that I don't know if is available, but I want, and somebody will start tracking this, like, he's going to lead the league in blocks on the same possession. I don't know anybody else who it's like block, boom, block again, and then it's going the other way. And then, of course, he's the only one who can do that twice and then go finish it off with a fucking 30-foot 3-pointer. It's just, he's so much fun to watch. Quick note on the blocks. He's got more blocks than 20 NBA teams right now. He has 19. Crazy. He has 19 through 4 games. That's more blocks than 20 NBA teams.
Hey, Howard. Is that more or less than Tim Kawakami?
That's a deep cut. The Bay Area ones know. The Twitter lifers know. No, he's way behind. Okay, no one's passing Kawakami ever. Kawakami's got lifetime record. So quick note on the blocks pace, just because I found this absolutely fascinating, especially when he was, as Logan mentioned earlier, at one point he was at 6 per game and was on pace to be chasing Mark Eaton's all-time record. Mark Eaton has the all-time NBA record, 456 in 1945. He played all 82 games, notably, and guys don't do that now, so it's a little harder. You guys know the last time, so that was 456 is the all-time record, and it's 1,000 years ago. Do you guys know the last time anybody even hit 300? Not even 400, much less the 456.
When's
the last time?
When was Mark Eaton?
84, 85. And I'm saying
Dikembe?
No. There's only one guy since 2000 who has even hit 300 blocks in a season.
Dwight Howard?
No, but Raja, I think you played with them.
It's not Amari, bro.
No.
Theo Ratliff.
That's a deep. Talk about a deep cut.
Did you guys not overlap?
I didn't. Dikembe came for Theo.
In the trade deadline, you came for the playoffs.
And I came.
Then you
for
came
the playoffs.
after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Theo,
So you just missed him. Theo in 2003-04 had 307 blocks.
Playing for the Hawks?
I think that was still with the Hawks, yeah.
The Hawks.
But that's the last time anybody even got to 300. The last time anybody got, again, Mark Eaton, 456 is the record. The last time someone even got to 370 was Akeem Olajuwon in 1989-90. Like this, guys, it just doesn't fucking happen. Like what we're seeing with Wemby, and it's not just that. Like most of the time when you see these guys who are just absolute, blocking machines, obviously they're not doing all the other things that Wemby's doing because nobody's ever done all the other things that Wemby is doing at that size. So like everything is a first. But he's going to chase, if not the record for blocks, he's going to be the best shot blocker in like 40 something years. And on top of it is possibly going to, hit like 3 threes a game, average 25 and 12 and whatever else is behind it and 5 assists. Like it's awesome. It's insane. It's awesome. Nobody should miss a single Spurs game this season. Sign up for all the streaming services because you don't want to miss any Spurs games. That's my pitch today.
His blocks per possession, like that double block, is a real interesting thing because even cats like Mark Eaton, Manu, Theo, I watched a lot of those guys, and you don't remember as many true like double blocks per possession type of results. Dikembe comes to mind though, because Dikembe was good at that, and it might not sound like a lot, but it's not an easy thing to like block a shot, have your momentum and the guy's momentum that's coming at you, basically pulling you down to the floor, and then get back up and block another one. It's a little harder than it really sounds. Logan, I thought you had an interesting point about like watching Wemby and kind of, group chatting him. The only other player you remember is like Steph Curry, because he's doing shit like when Steph was doing. We're kind of immune to it now. He still has moments where you're like, holy wow, look at that. Like I watched him the other night and it was very remarkable for a dude that age running around like that. But when we first started seeing it, I mean, you hadn't really ever seen that. I mean, since Reggie Miller almost, but Reggie Miller on steroids in terms of what he was doing, just flying all around the court. I would put that in the, that's how I felt when I first saw MJ. Like, that's how I felt. I was like, holy shit, what is that? Like, no one's doing that. He's having those moments, and his just size, skill set, overall, the way it looks, it's exactly what you said. Like, it's when Steph was doing that. You've never seen anything do that. So being locked into it is the only prudent thing, right? Like, you got to check that out live because it's crazy. You've never seen it. And then lastly, for a team like the Spurs to have the type of success that they need to have for him to potentially win those 2 awards, they have to have that upfront schedule. Like, that's exactly what you want them to have, not just for the pure wins and losses of it all, but for the easing into who we're going to be as a team and finding that stride and that confidence so that, like, by the time you see some smoke, you're already dialed in. Confidence is high. Roles are established. Like, there's a lot of chemistry development that happens in that early window that if you can capture it in the right way, can kind of, catapult you into playing maybe even better than you ordinarily would over the course of a season.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have a big, like a team with a generational big until like November. They play the Denver Nuggets on Black Friday, which I will be watching. 2 notes, and then we can get to the next question. One of those notes is the last person to win MVP and DPOY in the NBA was Akeem Olajuwon in '94.
Akeem, yeah.
And Asia Wilson just did it this season, which she was a fucking beast.
Yep.
And the second note that I love about Wemby defensively is not only is he a great shot blocker, but he can guard, for someone of his size, he could guard all five. Like, I trust him with all five positions, which is, if you catch him on a switch, even if you're out at the logo, like, he's guarding you all 94 feet, bro. Like, I don't think we're ever going to, we have not seen a defender as good as Wemby. And I know there's a lot of superlatives, but like, if he does what he's supposed to do and continues this trajectory, he's going to be the best defender of all time. I truly
not only that, but Howard was talking about stats that they track, and I'm not into all of the true stats. So I'm sure they have, like, rim protection numbers and stuff that factor into how many you change, but just pure shots that he deters from hey, I'm looking, I see him, and I'm not even going to try that shit. Like, that's a thing too, right? We're talking about ones that he affects around the rim where he doesn't block them, but he makes you take a really tough, low percentage shot. Like, those are trackable, but you can't track the ones where I catch it and I look at that like opening and I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. Like, the amount of those that he affects is incredible too, because people are just not that confident in running up in there.
Quick note on that Theo Ratliff season 03-04, he actually split between Atlanta and Portland. So just a quick fact check of ourselves.
All right. What's the next question, Cliff?
Let's stay in San Antonio, man. Let's talk about the return of De'Aaron Fox, the possible return of De'Aaron Fox coming soon here. Participating in 5-on-5s. Now, the Spurs guards are balling. We talking about Devin Vassell, Stephon Castle, and the rookie Dylan Harper, all averaging above 16 points per game. Now, Fox did sign the extension. He's there for 4 years. He might be some trade bait. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to get anybody aggregated here on this platform here. But how does he fit into the fold of the Spurs when he comes back? Like, is it just seamless? He's going to go in there, take up whoever's minutes, or is he going to mesh with Wemby in the offense? Like, how does this work with Fox returning to the Spurs lineup soon? I want to go Howard first because I know Howard's going to say something spicy.
Listen, if overreaction theater 1 week in, the Spurs are undefeated. Dylan Harper, by the way, does not look like a rookie. Him and Edgecombe both do not look like rookies. You watch them play. If you did not know they were rookies, you would not know. Dylan Harper has been awesome. Stephon Castle's picked up where he left off. You mentioned Vassell. There's a really well-rounded cast here. And there's a thought that hits me at some point where it's like, is De'Aaron Fox just kind of superfluous? Like, do they really need him? And at the time that they traded for him...
Excuse me, is he what?
Superfluous. Excessive. Unnecessary.
Okay.
A luxury item.
There we go.
Like, there was a case for acquiring De'Aaron Fox at the moment they did. Last season, they were very young. Wemby, was a one-man wrecking crew, but he needed help, and you certainly wanted an elite playmaker around him. They had brought in Chris Paul, but obviously, end of his career, Chris Paul. Like, who's going to be his running mate? Is Stephon Castle really going to be a career point guard? De'Aaron Fox is established. Like, it made a lot of sense, but you didn't know you were going to get Dylan Harper. And you also couldn't know for sure, the trajectory of Castle. At this point, if you had come into this season without De'Aaron Fox, would you be making a trade for a De'Aaron Fox? And this is not a knock on De'Aaron Fox at all. I want to be very, very clear. This is not a knock on De'Aaron Fox at all. Mm-hmm. But if you were the Spurs with this team right now, doing what it's doing right now, without a De'Aaron Fox as part of it, would you be rushing out to make a trade for a max salaried point guard? I think the answer is probably no. And I do think, not to get hot takey and aggregation-y here, but like, there's a case for when he's eligible to be traded, which is going to be in a few months still because of the extension that he signed over the summer. Is there a case to unclog the guard rotation and get other stuff you might need to help bolster the front court? Maybe. I can't say that there isn't a case. So yeah, maybe he's superfluous.
Can I play make believe real quick? Because I'm sure there's it would never be able to happen for salary reasons, but just send him up this, send him just up the road a little bit
to Houston.
Yeah.
Well, Houston's unfortunately isn't in the West in the East Coast. Like, they're in the division. Could you imagine them trading him in the division?
No, I mean, that'd be crazy, but it's not like you're trading. No, that's very fair. That's fair.
No, I'm just saying logistically. I think that it would be a good trade, and I don't think this. Let me not.
I don't know what the Spurs. I don't know what the Spurs. Look, when I talk trades, I think people know me well enough to know now that I've done no research on the actual cap numbers or who has assets to get. Well, I don't know. Well, like, if you're talking, because I agree with everything Howard just said. Like, Howard's question, do you trade for him now with what you have going on? It's a simple answer. No, you do not. Right. And it is early, right? Like, so, like, you know, I don't think Dylan Harper. I think Dylan Harper is a better pro than he was at Rutgers. I think he's been bred to do that. So I don't think he's going to have much, regression. I don't think it's always going to be great, but I think he's really solid to good, and he's only going to get better. I'm just looking at that like that team I know needs a PG, and I know how badly they need it, and I think they're that close with one to being able to make some real noise. So, like, aside all of the rest of it, obviously, like, full disclosure, I have no idea whether it would work or not. I'm like, send him to Houston. And it's not a disgruntled situation where you'd look like an ass if you were San Antonio for doing it, right? Like, it's not like.
And he's from Houston, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's from Houston.
I don't know. That's the first thing I thought when Howard started talking. I'm like,
and Houston is desperate enough to be like, yo, what y'all want?
I have no idea whether it's work or not.
You could really use him?
Who's that?
You could really use the Aaron Fox.
The
Sacramento
Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sacramento.
I'm going up in there, and I'm going up to Sac in a couple weeks, and I'm just expecting it to be super sad. Just super sad. Why did you do that? Anyways, next question.
Speaking of rookies, there's a rookie there in San Antonio who's been balling out. Dylan Harper, like Raja just mentioned, averaging 16 a game. There's also another rookie in Philly, my hometown, going crazy this season. VJ Edgecombe. Raj, you called it out before the season. What'd you say?
No, he's electric, bro.
He's electric, right?
Yeah.
Howard, I want to know. Give me the rookie standings right now as it stands for Rookie of the Year. This is very, very early. First week of the season. The top 4 rookies are averaging over 15 points each player. Cooper Flagg, Con Knipple, VJ Edgecombe, Dylan Harper, all averaging over 15. And you also have a sleeper rookie as well. So give me your top rookies right now and who's going to win this award.
I think some of those averages might have come down a little after last night, but yeah, dude, like, no, the list of rookies who are off to phenomenal starts, like noteworthy starts, like, we need to pay attention type starts. Definitely your boy VJ Edgecombe, who's been absolutely fucking incredible. Cedric Howard is right in there. Trey Johnson, obviously coming in, a lot of people were hyped about him and thought that he was going to be like the I don't know if there's a sleeper in the class, but like the guy to keep an eye on outside of the top 3. Con Knipple's off to a really strong start in Charlotte. The Hornets are off, actually, in general, looking really good. Dylan Harper, we mentioned, and Flagg. This rookie class so far, again, early on, and this is like small sample size theater. Cooper Flagg, after all the hype, nearly unanimous Rookie of the Year pick, all that stuff. Among rookies, he is only 6th in scoring, 6th in assists, and 5th in rebounds. We won't bring in his shooting because, boy. So here we are in a year where we had an absolute consensus number 1 pick, a guy who's been talked about as generational, best since Zion, best since AD, best since whoever, best since, not best since Wemby, but like one of the all-time great number 1s of the last 10, 15, 20 years. And a week in, Cooper Flagg's struggling a bit. His team is certainly struggling. And this rookie class looks so great that I don't think we should be getting too carried away with crowning anybody. Listen, this is not pandering to our producer Cliff, but like if we had to vote today, which is preposterous, VJ Edgecomb's out in the lead, I think, pretty easily. And I think Dylan Harper is right on his heels.
I feel bad for Cooper, bro. I feel so bad for Cooper, man.
This is what happens when we overhype people.
No, I mean, it's that, but also I want to note, Raja did not overhype him. Raja was actually spitting facts last year.
Thank you.
He was the one that like, pump the brakes, and he's usually good with those things. He said he would be a really good plug and play type of player in his first year, but not necessarily the generational type of talent, at least to start. But what I am sad about is, the reason why I'm sad about Cooper Flagg is it seems like, and who am I to question a Hall of Fame level point guard who has forgotten more than I'll ever know about the game. But I do feel like at this point with the experimentation that Jason Kidd has put on the Cooper flag, the same way he did with Giannis Antetokounmpo back in the day, is kind of backfiring on Cooper's Rookie of the Year candidacy. Because like when you play Cooper alongside D'Angelo Russell, he plays pretty well. But Jason Kidd is hell bent on making him a point guard or giving him point guard minutes. That is kind of point shaving his eligibility for Rookie of the Year. And it's really messing it up right now. But when he's playing in the position that I feel like he's supposed to be playing, or that he's the more effective in, he plays really well. And I think he's also on the level of VJ and all of those guys. I think he does play pretty well. But the fact that he's being shoehorned as a point guard is going against him right now. And maybe that'll help him in the future. I think that it's a valuable skill to have to be able to run an offense. But right now, like I feel bad because it feels like his talents aren't being used constructively within that offense because of what his coach wants. So that's why I'm sad for what's going on with Cooper, because he absolutely should be in that discussion.
Yeah, you got to be. It's a tough conversation. They're all playing so well, and Coop was always. He was always going to be some version of this. What exactly, like the ceiling for this year versus the floor, I don't know. But he was always going to come in, despite what you heard. He was not coming in to drop 25 points a game. He didn't do that in college. He doesn't project that when you watch him play. That's not what he wants to do. Some of these other dudes, Trey Johnson, you know what he likes to do? Get to the cheese, bro. That's what he's trying to do. He is trying to get the buckets. Like you can feel that when you watch them play. And that's not a knock or anything. That's just their style of game. So like, I think you got to be careful a little bit in watching, this first year. And although we will, reward whoever looks best in the first year, using that first year as a true indication of what they're going to ultimately be in 3 or 4 years from now, because Coop has the type of game where he might not look the best this year and could very easily be like the number 1 or 2 guy in a couple of years from now, just because of all the things that he does. And I would just say again, like there's a void that you get when you hit an NBA floor that doesn't have, their best players on the floor. And there are a lot of shots available to you in some of these instances, right? Whether your team's not just great overall or like there's not a true number 2 or number 1 in place, and you get the opportunity to just go crazy and till you're content with your shot attempts or what have you. And sometimes if you're a true scorer in a league like the one we play in now, where scoring's at a premium and you can't do some of the things physically to stop these guys from scoring the courts wide open, you could come out of the gates and be like really, really good at scoring the ball in the NBA. And it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be the guy out of that class in 3 or 4 years from now. That's all I'm saying, right? That's not trying to throw shade at anybody in particular. I just want to go back to VJ because, I've watched the Sixers play a couple times because obviously I'm from St. Croix. One of my favorite places to go with my family or to vacation around here is the Bimini, Bahamas, right? Like we hop over to Bimini all the time. You catch a ferry, you catch a little PJ over there, like, cause the island used to offer one. I don't fly PJs. I don't want to get that straight, but the island, when you visit them, used to, no, real talk.
Sure.
I used to be,
helicopters.
Listen, I used to be buddies with the guy who developed that, and his dad was a developer, and they'd let you take their company jet over to hang out for a few days. And I want to say this because I used to go to a gym there that's just off.
Rob, let me hold $20, bro. Let me hold $20.
Dog, let me finish my thought, boy. Like it was just off the property there, right? And it's a gym. And there'd be kids running around that gym. One of those kids, I've told the story about him being in my high school gym. I also saw him when he was a young buck in that gym, like a pup, probably like 2nd or 3rd grade. I ran into a woman the other day who used to, work at that hotel, and she asked me if I remembered that. And I said, was VJ one of those kids? She said, yeah, VJ was one of those kids.
Wow.
So I'm locked into watching him and seeing how he progresses. His athleticism, his burst, his fearlessness when he launches himself, it's tailor-made for coming out of the gates being really, really electric. Like it is. Now he's still slight of frame if you watch him. Like he's not you don't have his man body on him yet, but you're playing in a league where there are not too many dudes that are going to take you down out of the air and make you get up and shoot free throws over and over again, right? So, like, you're okay. I would say this about Philly. Cliff, I like them without the big.
Let's keep it there.
Without the big. I like them without the big.
That's the next question. Let's keep it there. Philly's 3-0 right now. Joel Embiid played 2 games. He has a 20-minute minutes restriction for the season so far. He scored 20 points the last game he played. Sat out last night versus the Magic. I believe the Sixers play the Wizards tonight. Let's keep it there. Let's keep it with Philly, man. I obviously I'm a little bit biased here.
Hey, we'll always keep it with Philly. We'll always keep it in Philly. Okay.
Raj, I still can't wait till they wear them jerseys, man. Them jerseys are
it's gonna be tough.
But let's keep it to Philly though. 3-0 right now. What are your expectations for the Sixers? Like, as somebody who's been here, it's been hype. They got the same hype almost as the Eagles right now. It's a bye week, so everybody's locked into the Sixers. Like, Howard, how are you feeling about the Sixers early on this season? How are we feeling about the Sixers in the Eastern Conference right now with playing without, a half of Embiid, playing without Paul George and Jared McCain? How are we feeling?
It's funny because as somebody with no emotional investment in this, I've still been on this weird roller coaster where, as you guys know, I was the one saying I think they're going to be all right this season. I think they could be top 4, but that was all predicated on the idea that Embiid and Paul George would eventually be some semblance of themselves. Opening night, I'm watching and they're looking really kind of rough around the edges, and Embiid in particular, like Joel Embiid looks like he can barely move at times. He is so clunky. He doesn't want to leave the perimeter. He doesn't want to get inside. They're curtailing his minutes, obviously, and so there's a part of that's just like the big warning sign. But then there's the flip side of it, which is that Maxey and Edgecombe look like the most explosive backcourt in the league. And like at the end of last night's game, the Magic announcers, while their team is losing, are like kind of clowning Embiid and Paul George without naming them. They're laughing about how it's Maxey's team and it's not like, quote, the other guys when they come back. And they were laughing about this. They were having fun with it. But like the truth of the matter is, like they've stumbled into this completely unintentional 2 timeline thing. And unlike the Warriors 2 timeline thing where the back end was never going to work out, like the Sixers feel like they're firmly in transition right now, right? And look, like it could change. Embiid maybe just needs to get his legs back under him and like ease his way back in after 8 months out or whatever it was. Paul George, we haven't seen yet. We'll see but when Paul George comes back, Paul George as a wing who's like a third or fourth.
You just made Cliff depressed. You just made Cliff depressed.
No, look, no, dude. The thing is, they're legit right. They're legit exciting right now. They're good right now without Embiid even being himself and without Paul George even being on the court. Like I think it could only get better from here within this season. And the fact is, you can be really confident about who they are after.
I don't
in
know
the next
about
era.
that, bro. I really don't know about that, man. I'm sorry. Let me.
The schedule has been soft. Let's be clear.
That the schedule has been soft for sure, but never underestimate a superstar ego. I'll just say that, man. Like when you're trying to you kind of saw it last year when Paul George kind of threw a little shade at our guy McCain. You know when he was balling, right? Like it's
you're
on
worried
2K.
About you're worried about the 2 vets are going to be like
absolutely
Ben
I would.
Yeah. It's their team. It's Embiid's team, and he's already pissed off. He can't play more than 20 minutes. It's good vibes for the young guys doing it, but that's the problem. I've lived the 2 timeline. Trust me. I know that it does not work under any circumstances, right? Like, it's cool when you have like the young vibes and they're doing good, but then you have these vets come in and they're trying to put their mark on it. Like Embiid, and Cliff knows this because he lives it. Embiid is a lot sensitive to everything that is being said about him, about the team that he plays for, right? You mean to tell me he's not going to try to take back his team when he comes back in the lineup fully, right?
He doesn't look like he can, Logan.
He can't. That's the question.
But that's not the point that I'm saying. No, I'm saying like when he gets the guardrails taken off, I'm saying what he's going to try to do. Paul George.
Yeah, he don't know that.
Yeah, he don't know that. And Paul George had Gilly yell in his face for 45 minutes about what it means to be a Philadelphia 76er. He's going to be trying to prove himself too. This has the potential to be a little toxic transition, man. That's all I'm saying.
Paul George a much more natural fit with what they're currently doing that's successful, and allowing those young guards to continue to develop and be the engine than Joel Embiid would be, right? And the only argument I will listen to for Joel Embiid coming back and being allowed to be the guy again is if he is at 95% of his former self. That does not look like it's going to be the case. Now, if you told me, hey, we're getting 95% of Joel Embiid back, stamp it. Let's have the conversation. Let's chop it up. I might still err on the side of saying let these young guys, be the engine, but we could at least debate that. If he's not that, this is a no-brainer for me. Their pace, like, you can't slow that down. These young bloods are getting up and down the court. They shot the ball. I mean, I stopped counting, but it took me back to, like, I know other teams play like this now, but it was like they were getting it up with 16 seconds on the shot clock. Into the front court, quick pick and roll, finding a shot, boom, it's in the air. Or they're in your paint and they're spraying it out. And I don't think you can play through Joel Embiid and continue, to have that type of pace and let these guys spread their wings and flourish in the way that they're flourishing. Now, I don't know that either one of them keeps these numbers up, but I like them playing this style. I think they're a tougher matchup, even though they were getting pummeled on the glass last night, right? Like, because Orlando had a few possessions or whatever, 3 and 4 offensive rebounds. Like, they were bully balling you. But what they're saying to you is, we're going to get it out the net and we're going to go get 3. You just got 2. And they're just going. And I like that. It looks better. It feels better for me personally than it did watching them try to go through Embiid. I'm just keeping it a buck.
Cliff, before we get this out, you have the final say as a Philly Bull. But I have a question for you. 4 games in, 3 games in, is VJ a Philly Bull? Is he a Philly Bull yet? Has he earned it? Does he have the title?
No, don't do that. Don't do that, Cliff. We don't give it. No, not yet. Come on, Cliff. Don't do that, bro.
BJ is super locked. He already super.
Has he earned the right? Has he earned the name?
He come from the churches, man. We respect VJ around these parts, man. I'm in all seriousness though. I can't go anywhere without people talking to me about VJ. Like, I was just in the gym.
When you getting a jersey?
Come on, I'm not grabbing no jersey of nobody, man. Unless it's a throwback 60s.
As you're wearing a jersey right now.
This is an old school Eric Lindros joint. This is from 90s era, early 2000s Philly stuff right here. This ain't nobody new on the team right now. This ain't Matt Vade, Meachkoff, or anybody like that. I'm not grabbing the Edgecombe jersey, but I'm gonna support. I'm gonna show love. You know what I'm saying? I like what the young sisters are doing, honestly. And Maxey averaging 37 a game. He's been on one, and I don't think that's been talked about enough. Like, I want to know, like, your thoughts on the hierarchy of the Eastern Conference. Like, how realistic is it that the Sixers, if healthy, can actually compete with the Knicks and the Cavs? Like, before the season, Howard, I know you kind of said, they could, if healthy, they can really compete. Let's say you do get a version of Joel Embiid that's 85, 90%. But my problem is, right, and this is just me speaking personally, is the backline defense.
Logan's going to sprain his neck. He's shaking his head so hard.
But it's the backline defense. It's relying on Andre Drummond and Adem Bona, who's in his second year, who's also a foul magnet. And Drummond, who's, all right, I'm not going to say the word, but Drummond, who's, maybe a little bit past some years where, he is a rebounding monster and maybe can defend a little bit. I think being a backline defender is probably the most crucial part of what the Sixers actually need, because they don't play a lick of defense. And that's the problem. So I can't take this team too serious until they get a backline defender. Until Embiid is that.
The front court, without Embiid being somewhere close to even 80% of himself, the front court is just, it's a mess. But their ability to just get up and down and just throw, just rain points on you, they can be in a lot of games. Like, they're not going to be a threat to win 4 out of 7 in a playoff series against a really tough team that actually plays D. But, listen, the Eastern Conference after the Knicks and Cavs, I think there's nobody you can rely on right now. Nobody. And the Magic are off to a really, Magic had all the hype in the world. Oh, they got Desmond Bane, all this. Like, the Magic look really rough right now. They're going through it. Everything in the top of the East after Cleveland, New York is open. The Sixers can be in there in the regular season, Logan. I'm not saying that means they're a threat to make a run to the conference finals, but throw every fat ass asterisk you want on this sentence. But if Joel Embiid and Paul George are anywhere near themselves in the spring, with Maxey and Edgecombe playing like this, I mean, come on, we can't.
Why do we
pretend?
keep? Okay, bro, this is my problem. Why do we keep giving Joel Embiid and Paul George the benefit of the doubt when they haven't earned it? How many times are we going to see this? I'm tired of this. I am tired of this. I'm tired of the caveat. They already need to prove it. I'm sorry. Cliff knew where I was going
caveat's there.
with this.
I'm not proclaiming them back. I'm saying if we listen, there's no reason.
If they come back, that you gonna get disappointed.
You're acting like these guys are like 40 years old with like,
I saw them when they were in
their
their 30s. They disappointed. I saw them when they were in their late 20s and they disappointed. I saw them when they were in their early 20s and they disappointed.
I would look, Paul George. If you said Paul George was 3 or 4 of in terms of your perimeter scoring options and was bought in to doing that in a supporting cast role, like Paul George, I'm good with that. I'm providing.
That's all they need
healthy.
from him is to be their third option at most.
Absolutely. And but here the sticking point. First of all, Mike D'Antoni used to say this all the time. Like, and if you're not going to win a championship because only one team's going to get to do that, we're going to be fucking excited.
Yeah.
Right. So I would ask the question, hey, bro, like you worried about, whether their backline defense is going to, I don't think they're winning the chip anyway. So would you rather see games hovering around 100 or you want to see them in the 120s? I'm going with the 120s. So like, I'm really not tripping off of that. Like, I think that playing that style, and they are soft and they did get pummeled on the glass and defense will be an issue. But to Howard's point, you score enough in this league, you're going to be in you're going to be in some ball games. Like you're going to have a chance to be there, whether you win a championship or not. I don't think you can, but like you'll be there. If you get Joel Embiid back as a defensive presence and a supplementary offensive piece, we can start talking. I'll talk to you. Like we can have it. But if Joel Embiid is going to come back and it's going to bog down the offense because we got to play through him just to get the defense.
I think Logan's concerns about the chemistry aspect of this, the ego aspect of this, I think that's real. I think that's valid. I think that's fair. But neither Roger and I are saying, Logan, that we're expecting like MVP level Joel Embiid back, nor do they necessarily need that right now just to be competitive. All they need is for him to give them some semblance of rim protection and fill it up on the back line. And he has to be okay with that. That goes back to the chemistry and ego part. But he has to be a super expensive Mitchell Robinson. Hopefully healthier than Mitchell Robinson because that dude can't stay on the floor either. Yeah. But like they don't need MVP Joel Embiid now. That's the beauty of what they now have with this incredibly explosive backcourt. Yeah. So it does require Joel Embiid to be okay with sliding into a different kind of role at this stage after all the knee surgeries and everything. That's hard for guys. But there is an outline there.
Okay,
that's hard for regular low maintenance guys.
I know, right?
Like that's hard for just your average dude.
Okay, let's do a mellow question and let's go to mailbag because I know there's a mellow question there. Let's blow this pot up early. It's October 28th. Let's fucking blow this pot up.
If there's two players that absolutely makes this pod go crazy, one is LaMelo Ball, and the other is Russell Westbrook. But I will say that I will say this. LaMelo Ball is off to a crazy good start. Probably the best start of his young career because he's always hurt at some point in the season. But look, he's mad efficient, averaging 28, 8, and 9, on pace to have his best field goal percentage by far. I think his 3-point percentage is at like 36%. And he's averaging just from the field 48%. I think his highest in his career is 43% in any given season. Think about that. Like, Howard, I know you got plenty of thoughts on LaMelo Ball, the efficient LaMelo Ball. The Hornets are actually looking decent. How we feeling about LaMelo Ball, guys?
I'll just say this. This is early reaction theater.
Don't do this.
For good and for bad. No, I'm just going to say, as somebody who's been pretty critical of LaMelo Ball and been a skeptic, like, I think he's super fun, but not super winning player. I've been impressed. I've been really impressed. I've watched the Hornets. It's a weekend, Logan. Shut up, man. It's the whole point of overreaction theater a weekend is to overreact a weekend. Take the towel off your head.
It's not overreacting to call. This is where we always disagree. Sorry. Like, this is where the two of you, it's not overreaction to acknowledge what he's doing.
Yes. Thank you.
Like, that's not an overreaction.
Right. And all I'm saying, Look, I ran the stats every which way you can on StatHead. This is the best 3-game start to LaMelo's career on every count, and not just counting stats, efficiency stats. His assist, he's at 9.7 assists per game. That would easily be his career best. He's shooting a career high on threes. He's shooting a career high on twos. He's even rebounding at a career high rate right now. He's getting to the line at a career high rate, 6.7 attempts per game, making 5.3 of them. This is the best 3-game start of his career, and it is not LaMelo like, pulling up, shooting crazy like 1-footers from 35 feet just because he can. He's not out there just screwing around and putting on a show. He's playing winning basketball. The only thing I've ever asked as somebody who has been occasionally on this pod critical of him is, the skill set is obvious, and he could do incredible things with the ball in his hands as both a scorer and playmaker. Can you do it in a way that contributes more to winning, and that just filters out some of the nonsense each game, like a few less just crazy plays, crazy attempts, wild passes, whatever. He's done that. That's all you can ask. And like, they're slowly building a sounder supporting cast around him. And maybe that's part of it. Maybe he's just maturing into it. It's 3 games. I'm not going to get carried away, but I'm impressed with what I've seen so far. And Logan's got the towel off his head, so maybe he's ready to chill.
You know what I mean? It's 3 games, bro. He played against Brooklyn and fucking Washington. Okay, did you see the shit that he did down the stretch against Philly? Like, yo, they threw the fucking ball out of bounds. Like, they fucking lost the lead against a good team. Like,
he has been more under control than I've seen him generally.
It's been, like you said, it's been 3 games. I'm not about to anoint any like transformative
Did I anoint?
ride.
Did I say he's MVP? Did I say he's all NBA? Did I anoint? Roger, did I anoint?
I don't think you anointed. I think
it was impressive. The Washington game was impressive. That was a great triple-double. He could do that. But I'm just like, yo, man.
So far, so good. He needs to keep it up. So far, so good. That's all we can say about anybody. One of the best 3-game stretches of his career.
I'm broken. You've broke me. I'm broke.
Bro, don't kid me. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. You're not going to bait me today, Cliff. I'm not doing it.
If we can't acknowledge when players who we've been critical of are actually having a good run, then what are we doing?
Exactly, Raj. It's either LaMelo or Russ. We gotta give
doing it.
Russ had a crazy in and out. He had a crazy in and out last night too.
Russ, look. I ain't even seen Russ play, bro. I'm not.
He's out.
I just hope Russ finishes. Just finish his career in the NBA. Dog.
That Russ Kings jersey is nasty, bro. It is gross. It's a gross jersey, bro.
It's always difficult for me. It will always be difficult for me, even though I sit on this side of the mic. It will always be very difficult for me. Even having been in the NBA and made an entire career out of it, to throw slander at dudes that are that good at playing basketball. It's always,
Russ,
it
or
always
Melo?
hurts me. Melo.
Okay.
Now, things can be true about to Howard's point, like some childish possessions and some loose possessions and doing things through the course of his career so far that people could construe as not necessarily in the best effort to win games at times. Like, we can have those combos, and I'm with that. Like, I'm not here to not call a spade, but and it was my argument around the All-Star thing last year, is you have to acknowledge when people are really, really, really fucking good at something. And that dude is really, really good at playing basketball. And, we sit here and we split the hairs about like whether he's good at winning. And that's fair. Like, that's fair at the end of the day, because at some point, like, that's our job. And the best players in the world are great at it and win games. So I'm here for that. I do that too. But like, that dude can hoop. He can hoop.
Fair. I'm going to say this, and y'all know me. If they win, which is what the ultimate metric of this is, because he can score like dog. His stats were crazy last year. And if they win, y'all know me. I'll shut the fuck up and call a spade too. Y'all know me.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they will. I don't want you guys to misconstrue what I'm saying.
All I'm saying is that it's 3 games, and he and the wins were against Washington and Brooklyn.
Yeah, look, I think we're having 2 different conversations, because I agree with everything that you're saying and what Howard said, and I was on like, hey, look, that's only 3 games. So, but bigger picture, I mean, even if he shouldn't, he's still pretty. Some of the stuff he does is crazy, man. Like, there's some times where I just like to sit back and be like, yo, that's pretty crazy. He could do that. Like, that's pretty wild, because not a lot of people could do that.
For sure. Respect. All right, we mailbag time.
Wait, can we get one more? I just want to get one more in with you, specifically, Logan. Is it time? Contract year Kuminga.
Oh,
I mean,
I thought that's why I wanted to get this. Oh my god!
I'm serious.
Let's get the mailbag, man. Why are you doing me like this? I don't want to talk.
All right,
I don't want to talk about Kuminga, bro.
I'm
not doing this.
And you know what? Just for that, this is the first mailbag question. Howard, I sent this to you already. This is, hey, my name is Alicia, and I'm a long-term listener of the pod. Do the Warriors have a genuine path to the title, or is it all overhyped? Thanks, guys. Is Jonathan Kuminga contributing to a possible championship
y'all.
if the Golden
Take it away,
State Warriors? Let's go, Logan. Take it away.
Is this Alicia?
Alicia, yeah, her name is
Shout
Alicia,
out to the homie, bro.
Alicia Stout. Yeah, Alicia Stout.
Shout out to the homie, man. I really appreciate you listening, man. What's this? 6'7"? Does that 6'7"?
That's what my kids told me the other night. That's ISO. When they want to
Kobe
ISO,
joint,
just
the Kobe
like,
LeBron
yeah,
joint?
ISO.
Okay.
They're ISO. Just get out the way, dog.
Why y'all do me like? Okay, no, they're not winning the championship. I'm tired of the hype. They like also the Warriors are another team of like we'll see what happens because and I think Howard was talking to me about this. I'm like, yo, man, the Warriors look great to start the season. They're gonna look good.
Great
Last
Howard
season.
Beck impression, by the way, phenomenal.
Last season, they went like what 12-6 to start the year. The year before that, 12-2 to start the year. They're great at starting seasons. What happened after that? Injuries, right? This is the oldest team. This is I don't know if it's the oldest team in the league. I think there's another team that's older than them, but they're one of the
Clips might
oldest.
be older.
Clippers are older, right?
Yeah.
They signed Al Horford to solve their front court problem, and Draymond Green is still starting at center, ladies and gentlemen. Like
that's a rotation thing, though. That's a we want to finish games with Al Horford. If we start games with him and he's only on a 20-minute restriction, then we can't play him for like the middle two quarters. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's.
All right,
it wasn't about him.
Thank you, Steve Kerr. I didn't know Steve Kerr said he don't want to come on the podcast no more, but here he is. But
that was what Steve said to us on opening night. You were there at the same fucking press conference.
Steve said that verbatim, and I'm like, okay, Steve, like, great, all right.
That was
cool.
and he's also
night. We were both, and Al Horford's also
and I
not playing back to backs. Also, Al Horford's not playing back to backs, right? So Draymond's going to also
those are
be
limitations.
Closing,
those are problems.
He's also going to be closing games, even despite what Steve Kerr says. So. No, they're not going to win the title, bro. They win 45 games. You should be happy in the Bay Area, but like
45.
They're gonna ride Steph's brilliance into the ground, and then they're gonna not be healthy going into like when they're supposed to be healthy. They're gonna have a 2-week stretch where Howard saying they're the great Howard and Bill and everybody on the Ringer is gonna say, oh, they're in a great stretch. Oh, the Warriors are back, baby. And they're gonna disappoint. Like. This is what's going to happen. This is late stage Warriors dynastic run, okay? They're not even at the dynastic run. They are where they're supposed to be, okay? It's just they're just going out sad. They should have made trades years ago to fortify this roster. They haven't done it. And you mean to tell me after the offseason that they had that we're supposed to expect them to be good long-term and consistent? Stop. I'm tired of it. I don't want to hear it no more. Why did you do this, Cliff? Next question. I'm not trying to hear this stuff. Now I got to go to Chase and I got to hear people talk about, oh, look at what you say on the pod. Oh, I'm standing on it. I'm tired of the propaganda.
Real quick, did you see Draymond mock Aldama after he missed the free throw?
Honestly, he's in midseason form. To be fair,
Draymond is hilarious.
Draymond is in midseason form.
Did you guys see that there's like some new like NBC like medical sitcom? Draymond's on a like gurney being wheeled into the emergency room or something.
What the hell?
I don't know what the hell is going. It was like on Peacock last night. There was a promo for this. I don't know what's going on. I just want to be clear to Alicia's question and to Logan. I have never claimed that the Warriors have a path to the title. I think they can be really, really good. I've never said path to the title, Logan. For the record,
I do. Can we talk about the Kuminga piece of it though?
You can talk
not without Logan's head exploding.
I don't want to talk about it.
But I mean, you could correct me if I'm wrong. You watch way more of their I haven't watched every one of their games this year, but he looks a lot more complimentary and bought into doing what they would need him to do to be a contributing part of that offense. I mean,
he damn well
watching pretty
he's
intently.
auditioning. He damn well better for the next team that wants to sign him or trade.
But I mean, that's all you can ask for, right? Like you got a guy who's kind of stubborn about his role. You know, he's young. He wants certain things out of it. He's bucking up against the system. But you know, the hope would be at some point he gets to this point where you can have him out there and he's contributing in the way that you need him to contribute to win games. Like that's progress.
And even if it's because he's thinking about the next team, Logan, I mean, Raj and I talked about this over the summer. Like the problem for Kuminga could be if you're auditioning for the next team, it may mean that you're forcing the issue, you're going the other way and forcing the issue because you're trying to put up numbers to show your worth to somebody because you want someone to trade for you and you want them to give you a big contract that you could not get from the Warriors. That he's playing under control and playing within a format and moving the ball and everything. Those are all good signs for him and for the Warriors. And if it ultimately still ends up in a trade at midseason, that's probably good news for everybody because it means that they found a good return that they think does bolster their chances of making a deeper playoff run right now.
Yeah, I just got to give him a little credit because he looks like he bought in a way that
awesome points from
at least in the
awesome
short term.
co-hosts. Very great. Astute points. What's the next question?
You're gonna hate me for this next question, but this is from Adam Bowe. Greeting, real ones. Since it's never too early to talk trades, I wanted to know your thoughts on some realistic trades that could actually make a difference. The obvious example I can think of is a Jonathan Kuminga trade that gets the Warriors another. My unlikely dream trade would be for Bam Adebayo. Thanks,
boy.
Adam Bowe.
Oh boy.
I'm not doing this.
The
panel.
listeners obviously have it in for Logan.
Panel.
The listeners.
You don't have to think of a Kuminga trade though. It could be anybody. Like
Panel.
the Rockets finding a point guard. Like it could be any of that.
Panel. Anybody got anything? I don't.
No, I do not think the Miami Heat are trading Bam Adebayo for a package built around Jonathan Kuminga. I think that one's safe to say.
Yo, man, here's the other
Adam.
thing about the Warriors, bro. Sorry. You can't shit on Kuminga behind the scenes for 3 years and then try to get a return for like Bam Adebayo. Like, I'm sorry. Like I think everyone knows.
I don't think the Warriors expect that.
I think the Warriors. Never mind, man. I don't want to talk about the Warriors next time. Next time. I just don't have it.
Next.
His question was actually, are there realistic trades that we could come up with?
That was just an example. Example.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you can see like the Rockets doing?
So if you could have just left out the second part instead of derailing it.
What does it take to get De'Aaron Fox out of San Antonio? My question for you, Howard Beck. What would it take?
No, listen. If I'm any team in the league, maybe not the Rockets because, as Logan pointed out earlier, like sending him right up the road would be, I think, difficult for both teams to make that deal. But who knows? Any team in the league that needs a point right now, I think De'Aaron Fox is one of the guys I would keep an eye on. Yeah, I'm not saying like it's automatic that he'll become available, but I mean the Spurs have a long road ahead here with a really young, fun roster and a lot of potential.
Hey Howard, De'Aaron Fox for John Morant. Who says no?
Spurs. That's easy.
But the right up the road of it all keeps not sitting well with me because, and I don't know why, because I mean maybe I'm crazy, but like I understand it normally, but in this scenario, if you're San Antonio, you have an embarrassment of riches problem, right? Like, hey, we've got this piece, it doesn't necessarily fit because we've got all these young guards. We're not on the same timeline. We want to allow them to develop with Wemby closer to his timeline. So like, it's just we have excess here. The fear would just be you'd have to face him all the time in Houston. Like I don't see it necessarily. Like the ones where guys just want out or like you can't come to an agreement on a deal and you don't want to send them somewhere because it's kind of contentious when you play them. Those I understand why you don't send them closer in conference. But like sometimes a deal, and I'm not saying, again, I've not done all the legwork to parse out whether it could work or not, but like sometimes it's like just a win-win. Like here, dude, this helps you, it helps us.
If we're going East-West thing, which is like the traditional thing when you're sending out like a big star and you don't, it's the whole I don't want to face him, blah blah blah, and like teams don't always abide by that, but if you do, like Chicago Bulls could use De'Aaron Fox. There's one. Miami Heat, I think, probably love De'Aaron Fox. I'm not saying that based on intel or anything. I'm just saying like here's a team that absolutely needs just high-end talent. Period.
But who would Miami part?
Could the Milwaukee
right?
Bucks make a deal for him? I mean, they don't have the goods, but like Giannis could certainly use another running mate. There are teams out there that if he becomes available, the Nets as a rebuilding team, maybe.
Michael Porter Jr. at the Texas, baby. Let's get it.
Michael Porter Jr. is throwing up some crazy shots right now, by the way.
Yo,
as if we couldn't see that coming.
I'm going to just be real. The Nets are like a low-key cool league pass team just for the hubris. Just to see Cam Thomas fucking chuck shit up, not pass the ball. Edgelord Michael Porter Jr. out here just like...
He had a 40 ball with 0 assists.
With 0 assists, bro. So you had the Cam Thomas game along with the Wemby game. That was a phenomenal game to start the season, bro.
There was a lot going on there. I also am proud of myself. I now understand or now can pronounce Yegor Dioman's name correctly.
Hell yeah.
Yegor Dioman. I've got it down. Finally, it only took like the entire summer. The kids are right in my backyard.
Are you making your Barclays Center return at some point in the future?
Should be soon, right? Knocked me out because we were all out in LA for Core Week last week, but now they're on the road. But yeah, I'm gonna go see some Nets Cam Thomas show in person.
Let's go
soon here.
Let's go. All right, we got one more. We got one more.
Yeah,
right?
let's close. Let's go. Yeah, let's close it out with Rashad B. What's poppin'?
No. We got one. We got one from our guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. What's his name? We can shout him out though.
What's his name? What's my man's name? Hold up here. What's my
Before
man's
him.
name? His name is Keith.
No, not that. Keith from the social for sure. But the other dude, I wanted to shout him out because we're not answering.
Adam Bowe?
Yeah, shout out to
Rashad.
Rashad.
Yeah,
Adam Bowe.
Yeah, Adam Bowe was the other one. I was about to say Rashad's question, so Adam Bowe.
Shout out to Rashad. Shout out to Adam. But we going Keith from social, bro. We got to hold down.
All right, let's hold down Keith. All right. Will Mike Brown keep up the rec league? Every dude gets minutes rotation. The streets need to know. Shout out to Keith, man. Shout out to my brother Keith,
bro. And the Cardigans, bro. His Cardigan game at Core Week was insane. Bro, he had the Cheryl Swoops Team USA jersey and a cardigan, bro. It was out here. Oh, he just got to fit off. And had the hair dyed with the long hair, bro. He was out here getting fits off. You were invited, Roger, just so you know. You were invited.
Good to know.
I just want to, I don't know the intricacies of Mike Brown's offense. I just want to say it's just hilarious just how polarizing Mike Brown has been over the years, dog. Just all of the things. He's a great guy, but the way he has been so polarizing to fan bases and fans and some people in the locker room as being such a nice guy has been very wild. And I think I wanted to use this opportunity, wanted to shout Keith out, but also to be like, damn, 3 games in, we're already getting Knicks questions about how they're going to do and Mike Brown questions. It's tough, Howard. It's just tough.
Oh, it's also like just the shock to the system for the Knicks and Knicks fans, like going from Tibbs with the 5.3-man rotation to, let's see, 11 guys averaging double digits in minutes right now, all the way down to Tyler Kolek at 12.3 minutes a game. Like, I don't think Knicks fans are used to the idea of a bench playing. And yeah, it might be too in excess right now, what Mike Brown's doing. But like, listen, like some of this is they don't have like their regular rotation yet. Like Josh Hart missed the start of the season. He's playing now. Mitchell Robinson's still out. Like when you've got your core 7 or 8 guys, and I think some of this is just him figuring out what that is. Like I don't expect that Mike Brown's going to spend the entire season playing an 11-man rotation. No, I think he will be more expansive than Tibbs was with the rotation. I think that was probably part of the point of the exercise of changing coaches. I think he'll give them that. I think he will lean less hard on Towns and Brunson and try to keep them fresh for the postseason. I think that's probably the plan. But no, I don't think he's going 11 deep for the whole season.
Good job. Yeah, I think Raja agrees with Howard. So
there you go.
Good. There you go. All right, we're all checked out now. I think that'll do it. I think we're good. That has been another edition of Real Ones. We are back on Friday. I have no idea who's going to be there. I know I will be there, ladies and gentlemen. We do this every Tuesday and Friday. I am Logie Boo, not the 2. Big CC Cliff is on the boards. Big VV Victoria is on the video. That's Howard motherfucking Beck. That's Raja Bell. Tap me. We'll see you guys Friday. All the shits. Bye.